Well, have you gotten your Powerball ticket yet? The jackpot has grown even bigger, now ranks as the 5th largest in U.S. history. The prize has soared to $825 million, and the pot just kept growing after 36 drawings in a row with no grand prize winner. It has been going up since August 3rd. Almost all Powerball winners go for the cash option, which would be about, well, $410 million. Those winnings would be subject to federal taxes, and depending on the state, there could be more taxes. The next drawing is tomorrow night. Let's talk about how to manage lottery winnings now with David Peters. He is the founder and owner of the David Peters Financial Group. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, David.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's no secret that we hear stories all the time of lottery winners who end up losing all the money they've won, and some even end up going into debt. Why is that?
Well, I think that the reason is that people get excited about winning, and the tendency is to spend, and the tendency is to spend every dime that they actually win. And when that happens, then they forget about some of the ongoing expenses that happen when you go out and you buy bigger ticket things. So, for example, if I go out and I buy a big house, I have the ongoing expenses that go along with buying a bigger house. So things like increased real estate taxes, increased insurance, increased electric bills. And I think that people forget about that. I also think that people forget about the tax effects as well.
Yeah, well, we're talking about a huge amount of money here, $825 million. When a person wins this large sum like that, what's the first thing they should do? I mean, not tell anybody?
Well, I mean, I think that there probably is something to that. I mean, it could be some states you have to be public, but other states you do not. I think that probably the first thing is just making sure that you're setting aside something for taxes. Taxes are going to be a big thing whenever you have a large amount of income come in all at once. The federal taxes are going to be largely taxed at 37%. Plus, you may have some state taxes that are going to be on top of that. And so, I mean, that's going to take away a pretty good chunk of those winnings. Plus, there's going to be a little bit of time before you're actually going to pay those taxes. So if we win the jackpot this year, then we're not going to actually be paying taxes on that until April 15th, 2023.
Well, as you mentioned, lottery winners' identities are made public in some states, and that opens them up to lots of things, right? Family members, friends with ideas on what they should do with their money. Can you talk about how to avoid the pitfalls of making bad investments with lotto money?
Yeah, so I mean, I think that the big thing to remember is that we need to make sure that we make that money last. And so that means setting aside some of that money for savings, and also, again, not losing track of the expense side. I think that, in terms of investing, it's been a tough market this year. I think that, we have to figure out what kind of time period we're looking at in terms of how long we're going to keep that money in the portfolio. If we have a longer time period, generally we can take on more risk in the portfolio. If we have a shorter time before we're thinking about spending a good chunk of those winnings, then we're probably going to want something that is a little bit less risky. Also, especially right now, too, the markets are pretty volatile, and so if it scares you to see the account balance go down in your investments, then probably investing in a lot of stocks right now is probably not the way to go. So, so trying to figure out kind of where you're comfortable with mentally, I think, is a big piece of this as well.
Yeah, and real quick, David, lottery winners get two options. They can take the lump sum or payment with the Powerball jackpot, or they can get it spread out over 30 years. What's the better option, and why? I guess it depends where you're at in life, right?
Well, I think that that's true. I mean, I guess from an actuarial perspective, I mean, technically they equal the same amount. But, if you have trouble with controlling your spending, certainly the annuity is going to be the better option in spreading that money out. Most people, though, they take the winnings all at once.
It'd be hard to resist, I have to say.
Yeah.
David
sure.
Peters, thank you so much for being with us tonight, and good luck to all the lotto players out there.
Thank you.